Hi YouTube, I'm Dylan, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to draw a popular Cartoon Network character, Rex Salazier from Generator Rex. So, hit that subscribe button, get a pencil and a piece of paper, let's begin. We're mostly drawing his head only. Some drawings I like to do the whole body, but for this one, we're just going to do the head. And we start with a circle, like most human heads, and then we go down this. Then his head, his jawline, is shaped a little bit like this. And like I always say to my viewers, draw lightly and loosely at the beginning. Then we have his neck, and now we got to put in the center line to know where the middle of his face and eyes go. Okay, now what we do, we need to now draw his, usually we start with the eyes, but we're doing the nose first on this one. So, sideways V with a line at the bottom. And now it's time to draw his eyes. And his eyes are these straight, kind of, not sure what kind of shapes you call them, but we've drawn these shapes before. And then the same one over here, it's going to be a little bigger, and it's going to be an angled line that goes like this. And then we put these half circles inside for the main eyes themselves. And then before we get into, and make sure these are the pupils that go on the right sides, because he's going to be like looking at us. And now we need to draw his eyebrows, which will be like this. This one will be more detailed, and this one will be a little smaller. And then right on the right side of these pupils, put these small little circles inside. These are the highlights. And then we put in his mouth. He's got to have a smile that goes like this. And then we'll define the side of his head a little bit. And we'll get the side of his head. And then we need to put in his ear, which will be like this. It's almost like a stop sign. Well, half of one. We'll define that. And then you're going to start, for the inside of his ear, you draw this kind of S shape, followed by a backward C shape. Just like that. And then we draw this thin rectangle followed by a this kind of triangular shape for his hair showing. But before we get to his hair, we need to darken in his neck. And if you remember, he wears goggles. So we're just, for the guide of those, we're just going to draw these ovals. One bigger and one smaller. Sideways ovals. With a square in the middle. Then right here, you'll draw a square. And then right here, you'll define his there's one of the goggles, and the other goggle is going to be shown sideways because he's turned. And we've drawn these typical shapes before. So you just draw one side right there. That's the sideways goggle. And then right up here, you draw an oval for the lens. And then right back here, we'll draw his hair consisting of these zigzag lines. And there'll be like 3 of them. 1, 2, and 3. And then right here, you're going to put a V shape for some hair showing underneath his goggles. And before we get into any other details, let's draw his coat collar, consisting of these sideways angled rectangles. Then you put a curved line right there. And now we can shade in his eyebrows, make them black. And then we can color in his hair. And when you do, make sure you leave some uncolored edges. That creates like highlights in his hair. When a light hits him, some reflections show. And leave some at the edges of those zigzags. And you will shade in his hair. And maybe if you want, you could shade in his pupils. Because we don't want to leave them white, because they'd make the drawing boring. But if you have a brown pencil, you can. And if you want to have some extra fun, you can put some shadows on underneath his goggles and on the side of his face. And get some on his neck too. And get some under his neck too. And you should also put some shading in his goggles to make them look like they're glass and clear. We've drawn this a few times before. Maybe go a little bit more lighter on the upper edge and leave a white spot on the top, which will create a highlight. And put more shadows onto his goggles. And make sure the white spot's showing. And you need to put some on the sides. And maybe put some here as well. And right there as well. And that, my friends, is Rex Salazier from Generator Rex. Hope you had fun. I'll see you next time.